And the Oscar goes to
Aljamain Sterling. UFC 288. Cejudo against Aljamain Sterling. Damn. What a card. We had a great card. Of course, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. I'll go down each fight on a main card. In general, it was a good card. It was an interesting card. Just a bit too many decisions. I'd hoped for more action, but it was action-packed. Good performances by... Every fight was a good performance, actually. Jourdain against Kron, Gracie. Good performance. Movsar Evloev against Diego Lopes. Crazy fight. Xiaonan against Jessica Andrade. Good knockout win by Xiaonan. Then we have co-main Jourdain against Belal. Good performance by Belal, of course. And then we have the main event. Cejudo against Sterling. Great fight. Let's dive straight into it. First fight of the evening, Kron Gracie against Jourdain. After seeing that performance from Kron Gracie, should have put some respect on Ben Askren's name, man. Been a long time since I've seen such a bad performance from somebody. And of course, personally, I had some high hopes because he's a Gracie and maybe he would just work Jourdain on the ground and just use his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. But unfortunately, Sydney Sweeney was in the stands.
Alright, bye.
And I understand when you see someone like that, you get starstruck, and Kron just couldn't move. That's why Jourdain used him as a boxing bag and pretty much easily finished the fight. I really hope to see more from Kron. He had a 4 years layoff, got all that bad aura around him. Looked like he'd been living in the woods in the past years, looking for his own motive to live with his own will, and just got that bad attitude this whole week. Also in the media days, which I pretty much like. I like the drama resolving around that. But Jourdain just finished the job. Kudos to him. Bounced back from 2 losses, back in the winning column. 30-27, fair and square. Movsar Evloev against Diego Lopes. Holy shit. Shout out to Diego Lopes, man. Holy shit. I did not expect him to put Movsar that many times in danger. And Diego Lopes got on a 10-day short notice, I think, or a 5-day short notice because Bryce Mitchell fell off. I really hope to see that fight against Bryce Mitchell from Movsar Evloev. And even I thought Movsar would just ragdoll Diego Lopes easily because we know the potential of Movsar, undefeated fighter, of course Russian. But yeah, Diego Lopes made himself a great name. Shout out to Diego Lopes, man. First round, of course, rocked Movsar a couple of times. I believe he had already a submission attempt. He had attempted 4 times or something like that. And every time he came I think he came close, but didn't seem that Movsar lost control in every submission attempt that he got in. It was a fair score, 29-28. Because the first round, yeah, Movsar got dropped at the beginning and he got a submission attempt on him. We saw how good Movsar Evloev is, how he found his motion and how he kept control in difficult situations. But Diego Lopes, man, shout out to him. Hats off. That was just a crazy performance by him. And I believe he has a bright future upon him. But yeah, Movsar Evloev, of course, top 10 candidate. You just saw the difference in experience, man. Kept his calm, kept collective, and just outclassed Diego on the end. So fair score, 29-28. On to the next fight on the main card. 2 only women on the main card. Xiaonan against Jessica Andrade. Nah, for real. 2 great contenders in the women's division. Can't really say much about this fight. Xiaonan got a knockout win. First round knockout, I believe, in the 2nd minute of the fight.
The speed.
Many people thought Andrade would just easily win this fight. Many people tend to forget she had some bad performances before this fight. Xiaonan is on her uprising and she just made a statement in the division, trying to get that UFC China card against Zhang Weili. Would be cool though. Fair and square knockout win, good stoppage in my opinion. Many people said it wasn't a good stoppage, but 2 great contenders. Can't say much about it. Knockout win. Shout out to Xiaonan. Co-main event of the evening. Belal, who's that name? Muhammad against Jourdain. I feel bad for Jourdain, man. He just fought with one arm the whole fight, 20 minutes long. Shout out to Belal though. Many people thought Jourdain would just ragdoll him, and people forget how good Belal actually is. Belal is just such a good fighter and just so underrated. Every kick that he lands, he definitely broke something in the arm or shoulder of Jourdain. And of course, Jourdain had like a fight a few weeks ago. But yeah, Belal had the Ramadan a few weeks ago. So they're pretty much stressed out both. I still believe Muhammad, he had to go for the finish. I hope he go for the finish in the 4th or 5th round. He could have finished it, but respect to Belal. He just stick to his game plan, stick to the end. He just solidified himself as a true contender, as a title challenger. And I hope could be a nice story-wise also with Leon Edwards, because they've already fought with each other and there was a no contest. The eye poke, of course, we remember that. It would be a cool rematch. There could be a story around the rematch. Yeah, Belal takes that fight. Belal is just so underrated. He's just so strong. He sticks to his plan. He's very committed. It was a clear 50-45 in my opinion. I don't understand how it could be 49-46. Clear 5 rounds win by Belal. Many people booed the fight, though, many casuals. They just didn't see the clean performance of Belal. If he keeps on going like this and sticks to his game plan, he will get the title, no matter how. He will get the W against Rocky. Very good performance. Too bad for Jourdain. I feel bad for him though. Was just a bit too much. He should have just paused. He just wanted to pace himself to the title shot, but that's not the way to pace yourself to the title shot if you fought 3 times in like the past half a year. So yeah, shout out to them both. They're both title contenders. I feel bad for Gilbert, but I'm happy for Belal. So let's see what that brings in the future. Main event alert. Main event alert. Main event alert. Aljamain Sterling against Henry Cejudo. What a fight that we have. 5 rounds of action, 5 rounds of fighting, 5 rounds of grappling, 5 rounds of wrestling. The question was, how good is Henry Cejudo after a 3 years layoff? And how good is Aljamain Sterling? He had wins against Petr Yan. Of course, how he got the belt is just crazy. How he defended the belt is also controversial. How he defended his belt against TJ was just ridiculous. Now we finally got our answer on how his level is. And we've got a good answer. He still has many haters, but fighter-wise, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He defended the belt 3 times already and has the most wins in the bantamweight history, I think. He solidified himself as a great fighter. But yeah, fighting wise, the fights, people tend to be very casual and tend to be very emotionally driven towards the hate of a fighter. That's why people kept on scoring the fight for Henry Cejudo, which I do not understand how. People are very biased towards the hate, and that's why they will keep on scoring for Henry Cejudo. And they also said Henry won 2nd, the 4th and the 5th round. I don't know what they saw, but the judges were generous to give Henry Cejudo 2 rounds. When I thought the fight went to a split decision, first I held my heart in thinking of, are they really going to give this fight to Henry? I wouldn't be surprised though, but yeah, I was pretty happy that Aljo got the decision. It was deserved. I even gave him 4 rounds. Maybe 1 round was discutable, but to give him 2 rounds, when we look at their fighting styles, they didn't differ that much. Henry got that pitbull style from Bellator, which is crazy, head up high and just touching up with the small posture. But Aljo's just such a big dude and he kept using his distance well. The only thing that managed to mess with my mind is the way Aljo returns to his basic position. Aljo has 2 or 3 seconds returning to his base positions, like when he throws a takedown or when he throws a punch or when he goes down. He has a few momentum in that position that slows him down so much. The way he returns to his original position is it's just crazy. And we saw that from the Belal fight. Aljo was switching stances non-stop. Belal was doing that too, to mess with the fighter's mind. But Henry has a great fighting IQ, and that's just crazy. Shout out to Henry Cejudo though. Yeah, Aljo just, I don't want to say outclassed, but he just showed that he's a champion. What's next though? What is next though? We of course saw the altercation between Xiaonan and Aljo after the fight, but the thing many people missed was the best moment of that night when MERAB received the jacket of Xiaonan thinking it was just one random guy, but it was MERAB, and he just put on the jacket and went all crazy with the jacket. That was a very funny moment, my opinion. And of course, it's gonna be Aljo against Xiaonan next. I think, based on what I said just now, on my analysis from the return of the position of Aljo, I think what Xiaonan told him, watch your chin. Because I think in a fight with Sean O'Malley, he will be overwhelmed. And we saw how he got overwhelmed by Henry at some moments. He could have handled it well, but Xiaonan is also a very big fighter, just like Aljamain. And I think if Sean overwhelms Aljo just like he did with his other fights, he has a bigger possibility than Henry, I believe. Styles make fights, has to get an approach just like he did with Jan, then in combination with Henry, to counter the offensive of Sean O'Malley. So I think it's going to be a very tough fight. I'm thinking more of the Sugar Show. Of course, it's the cash cow of Dana, so you never know. It's like a 55-45 to Sean O'Malley, in my opinion. But Aljo proved he's the champion again, so could have go either way. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Another review video done. Keep on checking the channel. Next weekend fight night again. Shout out to all of you watching, and stay tuned. Goodbye.